The Guardians. What are they and where did they come from? Let's explore. Guardians are very large, ancient mechanical robots with an octopus design based on Octoroks from the very first Legend of Zelda game. There are two types of Guardians. Regular-sized Guardians, which are found throughout the vast expanse in the Breath of the Wild, and Mini-Guardians, which are found in the shrines. We know that the Guardians are usually inactive, but get activated when Link is in close proximity to them, and others which are in a completely inoperable and ruined state. Guardians are very powerful enemies, and they can shoot laser beams from their eyes. When the miniature version of the Guardian is defeated, it drops ancient springs and ancient screws, which, as we can see, were used in ancient machinery. Wait, ancient machinery? Wasn't a lot of ancient machinery used in Skyward Sword, especially in the Lanayru mining facility? Why yes, if we recall, in Skyward Sword, there were ancient robots, BMOs, and centrobes, and these robots were built by an unnamed technologically advanced people or company to serve the land's inhabitants. There seems to be some parallels between those robots in Skyward Sword and the Guardians in the Breath of the Wild. Like the Guardians, these three robots are all in an inactive state, but unlike the Guardians, which are activated when Link is in close proximity to them, these robots are activated when a timeshift stone, which incidentally has a Sheikah-looking symbol on him, is activated. Of course, some Guardians are just completely out of service, similar to the inactive ancient robot that can be seen behind the scrap shop in the bazaar on Skyloft. I believe that Guardians are connected and can be traced back to the ancient robots, BMOs, or centrobes found in Skyward Sword, as the similarities between them are too numerous to ignore, including the fact that all of them are initially in an inactive state until some trigger activates them. All of them were robots, and all of them were built by technologically advanced civilizations, as we'll cover shortly. And the similarities between the BMOs and the Guardians are even more profound, as both of them fire laser beams from their eyes, and the weakness of each of them is their eye. In addition, the similarities between the Guardians, as their name suggests, and the BMOs and centrobes is also revealing, as all three of these robots clearly act as security robots, surveilling and protecting the areas in which they are located. And let's not forget the critical information that links these robots from Skyward Sword to the Guardians. That is, we know that the Guardians were constructed using ancient springs and ancient screws, and in turn, we know that these ancient screws and ancient springs were used in ancient machinery. And finally, we know that the ancient machinery was heavily and overtly present in the Lanayru mining facility, a mining complex in which these robots from Skyward Sword were present. But who designed these Guardians, and why? These Guardians were likely designed by the Sheikah using ancient screws and ancient springs, which we now know were also used in ancient machinery. The Sheikah as a race have been around for civilizations, and even in Skyward Sword, a lot of the ancient machinery, including the various types of robots which share many similarities with the Guardians, were activated using timeshift stones, which incidentally had a Sheikah-looking symbol on them. As we know, the Sheikah are a very technologically advanced race, having built high-tech towers and shrines, so it's possible that they already had some type of a hand with the ancient robots, BMOs, and centrobes, and used and transferred that knowledge into designing these behemoth Guardians. However, if the Sheikah designed these Guardians, why are these Guardians so belligerent against Link, seemingly wanting to destroy him, when their name suggests otherwise, i.e. that they are the Guardians of something? Well, one possible explanation, as noted by some already, is that these Guardians may have been corrupted or manipulated in some way by Calamity Ganon, and are now actively working against the Sheikah. That's certainly a viable explanation. However, I think a better explanation is that the Sheikah placed these Guardians at strategic points in Hyrule to prepare and train Link for his ultimate battle with Calamity Ganon, a very powerful foe. Sounds hard to believe, right? Well, if we look in the shrines which the Sheikah built, near the beginning we are told by the Sheikah monk who created the trial that in the name of the goddess Hylia, he is offering this trial. After completing this trial, we are told that we have proven to possess the resolve of a true hero, and we are also told that the monk is there to help those who seek to defeat Ganon. Thus, we know that these shrines, which have the overt markings of the Sheikah symbol throughout, are designed by the Sheikah monks to prepare Link for his ultimate battle with Ganon. But what else are included in these shrines? That's right, mini-guardians. Thus, the Sheikah monks have placed these mini-guardians to test and prepare Link for his ultimate battle with Ganon. Considering that these shrines are very technologically advanced, and since it appears that they can only be opened and entered into with the help of a Sheikah slate, it is unlikely that Ganon would have placed these mini-guardians in there. Thus, the Sheikah, in their quest to have the hero defeat the Calamity Ganon, are preparing him by offering not only these shrines / trials with mini-guardians inside, but also by placing other obstacles, like the regular sized guardians, throughout the vast expanse of Hyrule to prepare Link. We are told early on by the old man that the Calamity Ganon cannot be contained for much longer, so it's very possible that the Sheikah knew that only he who could successfully complete these shrines, as well as successfully get past these guardians, would have proven to possess the resolve of a true hero, and thus be able to defeat Calamity Ganon. There are still some unanswered questions. Could the guardians be activated in any other manner, like through the use of timeshift stones? What happened to all of the completely deactivated guardians, and is there a way to bring back a completely deactivated guardian, similar to how the ancient robot in the shop was reactivated using the ancient flower? Only time will tell, but in the meantime, these guardians were likely designed by the Sheikah using ancient screws and ancient springs, which we know now were also used in ancient machinery, possibly dating back to the times of Skyward Sword. Those are my thoughts as to the possible explanation on the Guardians. What do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Gagz Gaming, by clicking on the link on the screen. Please hit that like button and share this video with family and friends. Thank you.